Hi students, this is A. Mandrikumar Rajesh. In this video, I would like to teach you a topic called pleiotropy. Until now, we think a single gene is responsible for a single character, but in some case, a single gene have ability to affect multiple traits and alter the phenotype of an individual simultaneously, and that effect is called pleiotropy. So, a single gene have ability to affect multiple trait and alter the phenotype of an organism simultaneously. It is called pleiotropy. That effect is called pleiotropy. Then the gene which is exhibiting the pleiotrophic effect is called pleiotrophic gene. A gene which exhibiting the pleiotrophic effect is called pleiotrophic gene. Then all the traits of pleiotrophic genes are not equally influenced. So this is the important statement you have to remember, because then only we can understand this effect. So I told you all the traits of pleiotrophic genes are not equally influenced. So please remember this point. It will be very important point. Then we can classify the pleiotrophic effects into two types based on their noticeable effect in an individual. So we are going to discuss the two types. The two types are major effect secondary effect. So in major effect, the effect of pleiotrophic gene is more evident. The effect of pleiotrophic gene is more evident in a case of trait. That means the effect of pleiotrophic gene is more noticeable in an individual. Then while in the case of secondary effect, the effect of pleiotrophic gene is less evident. So that means the effect of pleiotrophic gene is less noticeable or less distinct in an individual. So please keep this effect in your mind. Mendel noticed the pleiotrophic effect in pea plant while performing breeding experiment. So we can discuss the pleiotrophic effect in pea plant. In pea plant, the gene is responsible for producing starch in a pea seed can produce more than one effect. So we are going to discuss that effects in pea plant. Then in pea plant, it has two alleles. The two alleles are capital B, small b. The capital B is the dominant one, small b is the recessive one. So in the genotype, capital B, that is homozygous dominant, can produce large starch grains and after maturation of seeds, it becomes round in shape. So after maturation, the seed becomes round in shape. While in the recessive character, so small b, it is a homozygous recessive. In this case, the plant are able to produce small starch grains and after maturation seeds become wrinkled in shape. So in the genotype capital B, the plants are able to produce large starch grains and after maturation the seed becomes round in shape. While in the case of the genotype small b, the plants are able to produce small starch grains and after maturation seeds become wrinkled in shape. Then the cross is made between these two individuals. Results in the genotype capital B, small b. So you could observe the genotype is in heterozygous condition and it shows the phenotype. The starch grains are medium sized. Then after maturation seeds become round in shape. So if we consider starch grain size as a phenotype, we can observe incomplete dominance. If we consider starch grain size as a phenotype, we can observe incomplete dominance. Because the dominant character is large starch grain, the recessive character is small starch grain, but we could observe the medium sized starch grain, that is the intermediate character. So it shows the incomplete dominance. Then if we consider the seed shape, as a phenotype, it could shows the complete dominance. So seed shape shows complete dominance, because the dominant character is round, because the seed shape is, the dominant trait is round shape. So however, a single gene exhibit multiple traits, that is the starch grain size and shape of the seed. So it is said to be pleiotropic effect and pleiotropic gene. Now I am going to explain the pleiotropic effect with another example called sickle cell anemia. Let me discuss the disease sickle cell anemia. It is an autosomal recessive disorder. It is an autosomal recessive disorder. Then this disease is due to the defect in chromosome number 11. Chromosome number 11. Then the third point is, our human hemoglobin contains 4 polypeptide chains. How many chains? 4 polypeptide chains. They are 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. Then it is categorized by the presence of structurally abnormal HB due to the effect of point mutation which is happen in the beta chain. So point mutation happens in the beta chain. Once again I repeat that sentence. It is categorized by the presence of structurally abnormal hemoglobin. It is caused by the point mutation which is happen in the beta chain. So let me discuss with a diagram. So this is a beta chain. It contains the sequence of amino acids which are arranged linearly. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the 6th amino acid the point mutation is happen. In the 6th amino acid the point mutation is happen. In the 6th position the amino acid, the produced amino acids would be glutamine or glutamic acid or glutamic acid. In normal hemoglobin it would be glutamine or glutamic acid, but in the case of point mutation happens, this glutamine or glutamic acid becomes valine. After the point mutation, this glutamine or glutamic acid is replaced by an amino acid valine, results in the sickle cell or sickle hemoglobin. HBS, that is called sickle hemoglobin. Now you can understand this point mutation can cause 2 changes in the blood. The first change is structure of hemoglobin change, then The second one is shape of the RBC changes. So the first change is structure of hemoglobin, the second change is shape of RBC. So a single gene can affect more than one trait. So sickle cell anemia also is an example for pleiotropic effect. If a person is affected by sickle cell anemia, they are not able to live because the shape of the RBC changes, the structure of hemoglobin also changes. These two factors are very important for carrying oxygen and diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So if a person is affected by sickle cell anemia and that person contains homozygous HBS, that person will be die due to the effect of the point mutation. That's all about the pleiotropic effect. I hope this information will be useful for you. Please stay home and stay safe. If you have any doubt, please clarify with me. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.